It is the Newcastle Knights taking on the Dolphins, 6 p.m. It's an interesting lineup here. Now, we'll go through it. You got Lachlan Miller, Hymel Hunt, Dane Gagai, Bradman Best, Dominic Young. That's normal. That's how they're going to line up. We'll talk about, obviously, Kalen Ponga and the HRA in a second, but you've got Tyson Gamble, Jackson Hastings, Daniel Saifidi, Phoenix Crossland, Jack Heverington, Brody Jones, Lachlan Fitzgibbon, Leo Thompson, Ryan Rivet, Matt Croker, Jack Johns, Dylan Lucas, and Anari Tuala. Now, obviously, the big talking point here, it's come out today that if you do get a grade 1 HIA, you're out for 11 days. So Ponga's going to miss this game, and given his circumstances, there's a very big chance that he does miss the next game. But what do you make of this Newcastle side? I look at it 1 through 13, and I go, against the bottom sides, they probably can still compete. But then I look at that bench, and is that a concern to you? Like, you're looking at a lot of players here to have to play big minutes because that bench does not look scary to me.
Yeah, it was a worry on Sunday. I think we didn't even touch on it. They lost 3 key players, and we virtually had 1 man on the bench, and we're fortunate enough that the Tigers didn't want to run, want their forwards to run through the middle of the park against the hands on hips Newcastle defenders. So I'm glad that they can rest up and actually come back here on a Friday night. Look, it's going to take a lot of it's going to take a lot for Jackson Hastings to remove. I know he can, but to remove what happened on Sunday and focus on today, because I think he's a terrific player. Man of Steel twice in the Super League over there, alongside him with Tyson Gamble. I think they could do wonders there as well and bring out the best of this back line.
Yeah, 100%. Now, I think if I was looking at, say, the likes of maybe a Dominic Young, who, pardon the pun, but he is quite young, I think he would have struggled a lot more with, obviously, what happened if it was him in that situation, where I think someone like Jackson Hastings, he's had the head, he's done it before, he's a man of steel, he has that, I've done nothing wrong. If that's how they want to act, cool, whatever, I've got my point across. I think someone like Jackson Hastings can kind of just switch it off. We've got the 2 points, we're done. Let's move on and let's try and win this game. But we'll move into the side they are playing. It's the 2-0 Dolphins. They're looking good. Baxter, take it away and talk to me about this squad.
You got the Hammer Dolphin in the fullback role. We've got Jameer Sarko and Tessie New in the wing position. Ewan Aiken and Brenko Lee in the centre roles, with Azoe Okotoa and Nathan Cleary 2.0, Sean O'Sullivan in the halves partners. You got Jesse Bromwich and Jared Wallace in the front row, with Cody Nikarima, who, Jared Wallace is serving his 2-game suspension, will make the hooker position. So that's a big watch over that one there. You got Khalees Kafusi, the man who can break ribs, ask the cheese about it, and Kenneth Bromwich in the back row position, with Comic Gilbert in the lock position, with Connolly Lemieux, March Nichols, Ray Stone coming back from that knee injury, and Kurt Donahue making out the bench, with Mason Talangi in the 18 jersey. So I've touched on it before. Cody Rinkareba comes in for Jerry Marshall King. I think this is a worry for me. I think the Dolphins' attack might not be as feisty and lethal as we've seen in the first 2 weeks. But maybe that's Cody Nikarima comes up and steps up to the job, and you basically get a like-for-like player. Maybe we'll have to wait and see, but that is one to watch, especially 6 p.m. on Friday night. But my thoughts only is this front, this one half of the pack, ex-Melbourne players can get this job done over this up-and-coming Newcastle team. So if I am a betting man, which I ain't, bet responsibly, of course, I'm going to go Dolphins in a very, very close one, in a 1-12.
Now, it's quite funny. Do you reckon, Dax, that people tune in here and they hear you say March Nichols and they have no idea what's going on, and they just think this guy's obviously had a few too much to drink? Now, if you haven't, go back, watch the Dolphins preview. There was an error on my behalf. It was done quite late. His name came up as March Nichols. But while we're here, can you read number 18 Mason's last name again for me?
Talangi.
Can you read Mason's last name?
Yeah,
It's Mason
Kalani.
Teague. Where are you getting Tony?
Well, look, as I said, English isn't my first language, Tony. Come on. You and I both know this. I'm not good with English. Look, I've had to learn it for watching the English Premier League, and those last names are a bit hard to come by. So leave me alone. But if you don't want to watch that, go on our TikTok. Watch our first ever video there. If you really want to get down to it, Tony stuffed up. That's all it is, but we'll just roll with it, especially with Sean O'Sullivan. If you want to watch, maybe, was it the start of last season or midway through when Sean made his return and I called him Nathan Cleary 2.0? So if you want to watch that, re-watch them all again because those were crackers and we're going to be a cracker year this year.
Well, maybe he can't be Nathan Cleary 2.0 because he got sent to the sin bin, and that doesn't happen very often to Nathan Cleary, especially when it's a 50-50 core. But for me, I think the Dolphins, what they lose with Nicarima coming in for Jeremy Marshall-Kin is that speed, that explosiveness. But what we do gain is they gain that experience. They gain that player that wants to prove I deserve to maybe not start in front of Jeremy Marshall-Kin, but I deserve to be on that bench position. I deserve to be coming in. I deserve to be having his spot. So a mostly unchanged lineup. You look at the bench. They've got March Nichols coming off there. They've got Ray Stone coming off there. They've got Connolly coming off. Kurt Donahue. Very, very big players. And I just think when it gets to that maybe 25, 30-minute mark, the Knights might somewhat be in the game. But once those bench players start to come on, the Dolphins are going to tear straight through them. And I'm going them to go 3-0 to start the season. 13 plus to the Dolphins. So you've gone 1-12. I've gone 13 plus. I just think an undermanned Newcastle bench, a lot of changes in their lineup, no Kalen Ponga. I think they really struggle in this game. But enough of that one.